This time on Irate Garage, we're going to help a fellow Cadillac owner out by answering some questions he had about some vacuum line confusion on his car. Looked like some stuff had been messed with or damaged or disappeared over the years, so we're going to try to show the man what's up. So let's get to it. First thing he brought up was his vacuum hose was missing from this T here. Off of his PVC, and all that does is come around over here to your level control shenanigans that live right there. Looks like it goes down and underneath. Probably get away with just capping that if your level ride doesn't work, because it doesn't work on this either. So the next thing dude had a question about was this metal line right here. If you look, there's that vacuum canister right there. There's a valve on the exhaust, and what that does, if I'm not mistaken, is create a little bit of back pressure so that the engine warms up faster. It was the 70s. It seemed like a good idea. Anyway, that guy comes up and it runs up here, and in the video, it looked like it ended right there. It looked like it ended right here. It runs underneath the AC compressor. It comes down here and comes down here to that guy right there. And what that is that's a thermostatically controlled switch. It cuts the vacuum off, I imagine, when the engine warms up. So one line comes in that runs over to that valve, and the other one comes up and it tees here, tees right here, and then down to this one here, which is actually your vacuum advance. So the one thing as well that was pointed out was on his car, your car, depending on how you're viewing this video, that hose comes up from that T and comes around over here. And in that video, it just came up and it was like a straight shot down to the choke canister here. And on mine, it actually has a T and it comes over to here. The Quadrajet on a Cadillac is slightly different than that on a GM. It almost kind of looks like maybe that thing has been swapped, or at the very least our cars are a little different, and that's what mine has. The next point of concern was that vacuum line right there on the front of the carburetor. All that does is come over here to your evap canister. It's just a vacuum line that runs there. The next vacuum line in question, it's hard to tell because these cars get messed with so much over the years, and I don't know if mine's been jury-rigged or yours has been jury-rigged into something different, but what I think that other hose you were showing was this guy right here, which on my car comes up in T's, then it goes off into a mess of vacuum lines and confusion. But I think what you got going on, because you showed it comes off this port right by the EGR valve, okay, around and over once again to the level ride. Anyway, if your level ride doesn't work anyway, probably that and the bit coming off your PVC, you could probably just cap them and call it good. Now the heater control valve hose you were concerned about, I don't know why it was running up to the front, because that's not where it goes at all. It's this guy right here, and as you can see, if I pull on it, it moves down there, okay? It actually comes through the firewall, and I'll head underneath and show you where that connects. anyway, it comes through the firewall, and then up and right into this vacuum block here on the blend door here. And it looks like it's kind of right above and behind the one with the purple on it. Hope you can see that. And in terms of the wiring confusion, yes, there is one that runs down to the head. And there's two of these sensors, and I can't keep them straight. One of them is for the engine temp, not coolant temp, light on the dash. When the head hits a certain temp, it'll throw that light. And the other one, is for the heat won't blow on the car until the head gets to a certain temperature, and then it'll allow the fan to kick on and blow heat. And the other sensors for that. And I actually think that's what this one is. And on my car, it's hard to say, you know, these wires, they get so old over the years. It looks black, but I'm not sure. The other possibility, what that wire is, and again, in your video, it's hard to tell what color it is, and on my car, it's hard to tell what color it is, but on my car, it looks green. It could be this guy, which is actually the coolant temperature sensor that lives underneath the AC compressor. If we come over to my in progress 500 swap into my 1981 Fleetwood Brougham Coupe, we can get a better look at that sensor. It's just one of the two. You'll have to, maybe do a little poking around. I might actually be able to look that up too and see what color the wires are supposed to be originally. Then you had that weird little connector. On my car, it's been messed with, and that connector has been changed to a couple of spade connectors, but that just plugs in right there. Anyway, guys, I'll throw a link for this video in the description so we can all see what we're talking about. It is Eldorado 76 on YouTube, I believe is what the channel name is. There's his car. Pretty sweet looking. Hope this helped you out, dude. I hope this helps anybody else out with confusion. If I'm wrong on something, by all means, let me know down below. All it does is help everybody. There's no ego involved in any of this stuff. Vacuum lines and wiring on these cars can be confusing. So anything we can do to help each other out. If you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, please like and subscribe. I'll probably throw this up the week of Thanksgiving. Since it's going to be kind of a goofy week anyway, I might as well throw up a couple of goofy videos. So there you go, guys. Be safe, and I'll catch you on the next one.